Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of season 4 in the Sunderland career mode. We are Premier League for the very first time with this Sunderland team. Now the way this season is going to start is going to be out of the ordinary from what usually happens in a regular new season, and I will explain, so do pay attention because this might be slightly hard to follow depending on how well I'm able to put it into words. So basically, I'm going on holiday as of Monday the 8th for 10 days, so I will be out of the country for a considerable period of time. Therefore, I'm recording ahead to make sure that I can cover at least one video every 2 days to ensure that you guys have some content whilst I'm away. Meaning, I won't be able to take on board your feedback for this transfer window before I need to record further ahead. However, the way that my recording schedule and real life time is going to pass, by the time you guys see this episode to give your feedback, I'll be recording around about the January transfer window. So do leave me your transfer feedback in this episode. I will run through my squad and show you my plans, or show you, where we're thinking of improving. And do leave your transfer suggestions, but I won't be able to, or know that I won't be able to act upon them until the January transfer window. If that makes sense. Understand? So I'm recording this on Tuesday. You will see this Friday. On Wednesday, I will be recording. This is the last video I'm recording on Tuesday before I stream. So on Wednesday and Thursday, I will be recording the videos to fill the time up until the January transfer window. You'll see this Friday and be able to leave your feedback on it, meaning that when I come to record Friday evening, or Friday afternoon, or Saturday morning, I'll be able to take on board your feedback from this video and act on it in the January transfer window. Make sense? Good. So the opening start to this season isn't going to be quite the same as usual. We will still simulate the pre-season tournament, and I will actually play the first game of the Premier League season, which actually is against the team that got promoted with us, Stoke City, in today's episode. And then tomorrow's will be the rest of August with Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham, and maybe a Carabao Cup tie as well. I'm not sure when that will be drawn. But your transfer feedback won't be acted upon until January. But that does give the chance for us to see even how the current squad that have almost to a man taken us from League 1 to the Premier League, how they're going to get on at this level. Be interesting to see, and then if we do struggle, I can act upon your feedback and sign players in January. Even if we're not struggling, I can act upon your feedback and sign some players in January. So, the way things stand at present, what the board want from us is one youth player signed to a defensive position. We should be able to do. The signed one youth player to the senior team in the same season they scouted and played them in 5 matches. I'm probably not going to do that. I have sacked 2 of my 3 youth scouts. The 2 that were 4-star, 5-star are gone. I have 1 5-star, 5-star youth scout. I'm looking to sign 2 more 5-star, 5-star maxed out youth scouts this season. Brand exposure, sign 1 crucial first team player assigned to a forward position. We can do that thanks to your feedback in January. Long term, they want to increase the season ticket holders by 10%. I'm sure that will be more than easily done. They want us to avoid relegation as the expectation for the squad this season. I'd like to think we can do that. And then round of 32 with regards to the FA Cup, we'll certainly be able to do that as we were last season. And then long term, actually, they want us to finish mid-table. But as it's FIFA, you do tend to see more rapid progression than in real life. So I would expect us to finish perhaps mid-table this year, because of course half of the season is going to be played with our current team before we make any additions to it. And then next season we'll probably be aiming for finishing in Europe if we can. We have a massive budget available to us. We brought over about £12 million from last year. Add that to the £8 million that we got for getting promotion to the Premier League. Again, very unrealistic, because in real life we'd have gotten over 100 million for qualifying or for promotion to the Premier League. But regardless, we have a budget of £65 million and a wage budget of 138. Huge budget, incomparable to the budgets we've had in previous years. Now let's go through these squads and I'll show you Basically, I'm open to improving everywhere. In any position, I'm open to improving. So when it comes to transfer suggestions, any position in the comment section, and I will consider it. Let's go through the squad hub, and I'll show you basically my thoughts. So John McLaughlin is transfer listed still. Alfie Watson and Cooper are still being trained, and Bettinelli is still my number one. Although his contract is expiring in 12 months, so I might extend that. I say I'm open to any position. I think goalkeeper I'm happy with. Bettinelli I'm happy with. Watson and Cooper, we can train the hell out of them and they'll grow and become first team keepers at a decent quality anyway, so I'm happy at goalkeeper for the time being. Don't offer me goalkeeping suggestions. Elsewhere, open to everything. So at right back, we have Morgan Turner as backup, but currently James Justin is my starting right back at 77 rated. Morgan Cooper, 74 rated as my backup. Left back, we have Max Lowe, 76 rated, and Morgan Edwards, 69 rated, who is looking like he could become a decent player. So with training, could grow to become a very, very good squad player. So perhaps we're all right at left back and right back for the time being. But I am open to suggestions, of course, if you think I should improve in any given position. At centre back, Tamori, Jimmy Dunn, Liam Bennett, all completely happy with them to stay at the club. Stephen Corker, 29 years of age, will start to drop away in rating now. Will add to the transfer list. I won't sell him in this window, but I would be open to selling him in January to buy a new centre-back. So certainly, we're definitely looking for someone at centre-back. Jimmy Dunn put in a transfer request last year. Not sure what his morale is now content now that he's back into the starting 11 and that we're in a new season and obviously have gotten promoted, so I'm sure he's quite happy. But Stephen Corker is certainly someone that I would look to replace purely because of his age, because it's FIFA. If this was FM, if this was a fully functioning, working the way it should FIFA career mode, Corker would stay and still be the starting lineup, but his stats are going to drop because he's getting on a bit, which sucks, but that's just the way it is. Ledbetter and Lee Catamole. Catamole transfer listed. Ledbetter, I'll do the same. No, I won't. I'll maybe... Let's do what Sunderland should have done with Catamole in real life and let him retire at the club. Stay, have an impact, retire at the club. Catamole has left Sunderland this season in real life. Ledbetter and Catamole will stay but have zero impact on the first team. Jamie Ward, 70 rated, will continue to be trained, has the potential to be very, very good indeed with regards to the future of this team and that central defensive midfield role. Also in CDM at the minute, we have Drew Yearwood, 75 rated. Very, very capable, rock solid. Quite happy with him. Alongside him, of course, Ravel Morrison, 79 rated, our highest rated player at the club. Quite happy with him still in centre mid. So we should be okay there. On the right hand side of midfield, Lyndon Gooch, 77 rated now. Looking very good. Back up on the right hand side is young Ed Murphy, 19 years of age, 4-star weak foot. He's looking pretty tasty as well. Now, of course, a number of the players that are mid-70s that we were training, we've stopped. I'll show you my training modules before we progress as well. On the left-hand side of midfield, Jack Clark is my starting still at 77 rated. We have Sam Nicholson at 72 rated. Probably not going to be able to cut it at the Premier League, though, Sam Nicholson. So perhaps left mid is somewhere to prioritise as well as centre-back. Centre mid, I'm okay. Right mid, I'm okay. Up top, Sean Maguire, 74 rated, but suits FIFA with his stats. He's well optimised, quick and can finish. So should be good for the Premier League. Similarly with Jamal Lowe, quick and can finish. Well suited for play. George Harrison, 5-star weak foot, not quick but can finish, as we've seen, and looking like a really good prospect for the future. Harrison Green, I'll add to the loan list. He can go out on loan. Kimpoyoka, I'll add to the transfer list. We shall sell him now. Jonathan Watson is the one that I'm unsure about. 71 acceleration, 80 sprint speed. Technically, he's not that... Sorry, physically, he's not that good. 71 acceleration, 80 sprint speed is not impressive. 87 strength is. His finishing is coming along. I'd be open to selling Jonathan Watson in January. In fact, I'd be open to selling him now so that we know what money we have available to spend in a future window, i.e. January. So I'd be open to selling him now and then maybe keeping Harrison Green for the time being until January and then maybe accepting a loan bid for him then, actually thinking about it. So I let Watson go It's just, I haven't gotten on with him in any game. Yes, he's 75 rated. Yes, he will improve, but he's not going to play for me, and he's not going to play well for me, even if I do play him. So I'd be better off selling him and getting someone better suited to me. So striker, centre back, left mid look like the main areas to prioritise, but I'm open to assigning anywhere other than goalkeeper. So do let me know your transfer feedback in the comment section, and like I say, we will act upon it in January, because of course I'm away from home and recording ahead, but I am going to be able to act upon your transfer budget boost of £58 million. Tar very much. I will be acting on your upon your transfer feedback, so don't worry, we will get some transfer action done this season. My alternative was to just record this season without taking any feedback on board and see how we got on with this youth side, but I would like to do something with your feedback in January. It occurred to me that the way that it's going to work time span wise, I'll be about January recording time when you see this episode. If I'd waited to get your feedback here to then record the next one for Saturday, I would have run out of time and wouldn't have been able to record enough videos over the course of the next few days to cover the time that I'm away from home. So this is really the only way that I can do it and still take your feedback on board. So that's the way we are right now. We've drawn with transfer offer for Liam Bennett that will be rejected. We've drawn with Marseille there. We actually have a decent group. It's actually quite a difficult pre-season tournament actually. Frankfurt, Schalke, Bruges, Eibar, Köln, Marseille, Besiktas. All sides that you would say are better than us. Perhaps Köln might not be quite as good as us, but there's a loan offer for George Harrison, which is interesting. He's certainly going to stay. Now, contract-wise, I do need to offer a couple of contracts around before we move too much further. In fact, I need to offer a number of contracts around before we move too much further. So I will do that in between recording this episode and the next one, but let's continue on as we've been going here. So, Köln beat Besiktas 3-0 in their first game, so clearly they're half decent. Anthony Modesta up top is a very capable striker. Nate has given them a 1-0 lead here in the 35th minute. I'd like to think in the Premier League, with the team we have at the minute, we will be competitive enough to finish around about mid-table. I'd like to think we could perhaps sneak into the top 10. We have played Premier League opposition previously in this save, and with this team, most importantly and most recently last season in the FA Cup, where we drew. Transfer for Colcott. I am open to selling him, like I say, but not until January. We played Crystal Palace and drew, and then played Crystal Palace again in the replay and beat them. We played Chelsea and drew, then played Chelsea again in the replay and lost. So that kind of is how you would expect it to go, maybe. Maybe you'd say we should lose twice to Chelsea, but Chelsea in that first game didn't play their full strength 11, whereas obviously in the Premier League now they will do. I'm quite happy with the way things are set up right now. In fact, I'm actually quite excited to see how the team we've got at the minute can do in the first half of the Premier League season, and then make additions in the January window as per your feedback. And we have quite the budget to make some decent additions as well, don't we? I'd say as a recently promoted side, if we were to sign people in this window, we wouldn't really be able to attract too many people of amazing quality. Although obviously players like Andre Schürrle signed for Fulham when they got promoted into the Premier League last season. Obviously they've since got relegated. Right, transfer offer for Jonathan Watson. We shall negotiate. They've offered me 16.6 when he's valued at 12.5, but he is a bright prospect for the future, so I'm looking to maximise what I can get from him. I'll ask for 26.6. They're not going to accept that. Okay, now he did have some. He was one of the players that had less time left on his contract, I believe, wasn't he, Jonathan Watson? Let's have a look. Or did he sign a deal? He must have signed a deal. Jonathan Watson. Oh no, he's got 4 years left on his contract. All right. Well, clearly 26 is too much to ask, but we might be able to get around about 20. So the training presets, I've removed a lot of people. We're still training Ward, as he's about 70 rated. Still training Barley Mumba, as he's about the same. Similarly with Edwards. Harrison Green is in the mid-60s, so maybe I'd be better off keeping him at the club and training him rather than sending him out on loan. We'll have to wait and see. Training both my goalkeepers and then training some miscellaneous other players. Bennett, Turner, Ratiu, just to keep them growing as best we can with the minimal first team football that they'll see at the beginning of the season. Obviously, in the Carabao Cup, the youngsters will play and the rotated players will play, and then similarly in the FA Cup, they'll get the opportunity to play there as well. We must not have gotten through the group stage then in that pre-season tournament, despite a win and a draw. Yeah, we're out. I thought we might have gotten through there. Let's have a quick check of the pre-season tournament, then European International Cup. Schalke and Köln get to the final, and yeah, we finished third. So minimal boost to our transfer budget from that competition, but that's okay. Like I say, I'll advance as far as the Stoke game today and play that. And then in tomorrow's episode, we shall finish the August month and overall transfer window. But I wanted to, in this first episode, just outline to you guys what the situation is going to be in this first season in the Premier League. And obviously, it's out of the ordinary. Once I'm back from my holiday to Morocco, I don't have any other plans to be going away from home, full stop. So we will be back to daily content continuously. Obviously, recently, midway through June, I was away for a few days, and I'm obviously away for 10 days now in Morocco. So it is what it is. It's the summer. People go on holiday. That's just the way things go. But we're ensuring that we get at least some content out to you and ensuring that I can still get the feedback off you. So I'm quite happy to do it the way that we're doing it, and hopefully you guys understand. I'm sure you do. We have a very understanding audience here. Another offer for Stephen Colker. Again, I will replace him, but it will be in January that we do that. I'm going to need my fourth centre-back here at the club for the time being. Perhaps I should take him off the transfer list until January, but I'll wait to put him on now just to see if we got some interest in him. Evidently we have, and we will do for the considerable future. Getting many a bid for Stephen Colker. Quite the popular man, which is understandable. He was and has been very good for us. Transfer offer for Jonathan Watson, this time from Huddersfield. We shall negotiate. Now, as for 26 from Watford, they were nowhere near open to that. So I'll ask for 23.9 from Huddersfield. Are they open to something like that? 17.9 with a 10% sell-on clause. We'll remove the sell-on clause. Can you maybe give me 22 flat? Good. Right, so Jonathan Watson is going to go. So we will be able to see at the end of this episode how much money I'll have to spend in January to act upon your transfer feedback that you're giving me in today's episode. Training injury, Bettinelli's out for 2 days, that's okay. Fenerbahce have offered for Marcus Bettinelli actually, which we shall reject. Another transfer offer for Stephen Colker, which we shall reject. Now I did want to sign 2 more youth scouts, so let's see if we can do that now. Hopefully, when I first fired them, there was nobody that was 5-star available, and that continues to be the case. So I won't be able to sign anyone yet, but I will be doing so at the first opportunity and adding a 5-star, or 2, hopefully 5-star scouts to our roster. Now I'm not sure what sort of player to look for with regards to my youth scouts this season. I'm open to anyone, anywhere really. So we'll send the 5-star scout to England, because why not? That's where we are. And I'll just leave it open-ended. Any type for 9 months. Off you go. Find me someone, please. So we'll wait now and see if the Jonathan Watson transfer will go through before we reach the game against Stoke. The very next day, it has gone through. Fantastic. We shall reject the offer for Colker. We shall accept the offer to Kim Poyoka, regardless of what it is. It's slightly under budget, or undervaluation even, but it's just not worth having. So we shall move him on. And Stoke is the game at the weekend. Now, they beat us twice last season. When they raced away and won the league title by 10 points from us in second. So we know that they're a quality side, and we haven't improved in our playing staff since we last played them. I don't know whether they have or not, but regardless, we haven't improved since, so you would imagine that they will still be better than us. But stranger things have happened in FIFA, so first game of the Premier League season, Stoke City versus Sunderland, upcoming next. Right then, Stoke's starting lineup. Jack Butland in goal. Malqui, Bath, Vimmer and Bruno Martins Indy at the back. Ndiaye, Etebo and Imbula in the midfield. Balde, Ngoy and McLean up top. That looks very similar to the side that they played against us in the league last. Sam Vokes started up top instead of Ngoy. And I think that's it. I think Balde started on the right-hand side in that game. So Stoke relatively unchanged from the side that won the championship. We are relatively unchanged from the side that came up from the championship. So one would imagine, after what happened in the league last year against Stoke, that means we're probably going to lose this game, but we'll wait and see. Ndiaye, Imbula bounces off his teammate. That's looping wide. Oh, wasn't sure where that was going there. Badu with the header, but wide of the target, thankfully for me. Very nearly a dodgy start here. Away from home with the Bet365. Janelli and Bula into Ngoy. It is Balde's debut actually on the right-hand side of their midfield, as you can see there, or could see there, top left. That, I believe, then, is their only new signing here, or judging by their starting lineup, that's their only new signing, because I'm pretty sure everybody else played in the game against us, or in one of the games against us last season. I think Sam Vokes started and Ngoy came off the bench. Sam Vokes scored a hell of a goal against us as well, if I recall, a near post volley that was tremendous in the home game for us. Stoke are at home here and so far are dominating. I haven't yet made it out my half. Here's Sinelli and Bula across to Bruno Martins Indy, and Stoke look to turn the screw. James McLean could have gone down, didn't. He's down at 69 rated now, James McLean, so he's really not at the best moment of his career, but I'm sure Stoke will look to improve there later in the window. That took a deflection off Max Lowe and will be a corner for our hosts. We've plenty of money to spend, so you can imagine that Stoke have plenty of money to spend as well, having finished above us in the Championship last season. And well, we're in the Premier League, so everyone has plenty of money to spend in this league. One of the only leagues in the world where literally any side can sign anyone for, can spend up to £100 million in transfers. Fulham spent over £100 million last year and got bloody relegated, so I've no idea what's going to happen this season for us, but I'm confident in the side that we've got here that we can still have a very competitive season with the team that got us up last year, and we could send Lyndon Gooch in behind here and get it back there to Jamal Lowe. That was just the first touch that took it there to Ravel Morrison. Oh, and then he can't get the shot off either. 25 minutes played. Stoke definitely the better team. Badu down the line to Balde. So to Ndiaye again. Ngoy to McLean. Back to Etebo. Certainly a player I would be interested in signing. We've got him still on my shortlist. McLean and Ngoy into the middle. Imbula! Oh, good save, Bettinelli. Lift that over there. Dear me, that was very well stopped to the near post. Bettinelli starting this season as impressively as he was performing all the way throughout the last. And timed that pass right. Sean Maguire in behind and onside. Our first goal of the Premier League era comes from Golden Boot winner last year and the year before, Sean Maguire. 1-0 Sunderland. Ravel. Oh, nice little dummy there. Jamal Lowe will find Maguire. I see Jack Clark on the far side. Keep it in. Well done, Jack. Lift it back towards the middle. And Jamal Lowe with a header. Slightly unnecessary camera save there from Jack Butland, but he did stop it from going into the back of the net, which I guess is his main job, regardless of how he actually goes about it. Oh, he's not come for this one though. And Jamal Lowe with the volley, and he's not kept that out. Shot power too much. Just as I see transfer confirmed in the top left of Christian Eriksen to Manchester United, we take a 2-0 lead away from home against Stoke. Pure shot power, and the keeper will be very disappointed that he hasn't kept that out there, Jack Butland. He was fired quite at his face, but he's got to do better there. You've got to do a lot better. You can't be flamboyant and diving all over the place with the easy ones if one that comes along that's just a little bit harder and you fluff your lines. Come on, mate. Sort yourself out. 2-0 Sunderland. We've seemingly improved over Stoke without improving our personnel. Or maybe we're just having a lucky one-off, I'm not sure. Etebo to Balde. We were relatively competitive against Stoke in the second game last season, but still they have been the better side in this game, I'd argue. They just haven't got the scoreline in their favour this time. Badu to McLean, that's kicked against Justin. Badu into the middle again, and Jack Clark heads away. And Ndiaye, well, that's not going in, is it, mate? In the final stages now, and Ngoy back to Imbula as Stoke look to get a consolation goal and at least give their fans something to cheer before the end of the opening day of the Premier League season, but not going to get the opportunity to do anything, unfortunately for them. A 2-0 win against Stoke City away from home. That's much better than what we got last year, but still doesn't really give us a picture of how we're going to do this season in the Premier League. They were my only shots on target the entire game. So, yeah, don't read too much into that. Leeds also get a victory on their first game back at Premier League level. So, top of the table with Sunderland. That's not going to last very long at all. We'll wait and see how things go between now and the January transfer window, where we will be acting upon your transfer suggestions from today's episode. But we have for you guys to spend about £90 million. About £90 million. Where do I spend it? Who do I spend it on? Tell me. I still have a few players on my shortlist from last season. Maupay, in fact, I think that's a recent deal. Currently out on loan. Okay, so he's out of the question. Che Adams is, well, his scout report's gone, but he's still decent. And Ben Brereton, is that a recent move? Will not sell the player. We can negotiate directly by paying his release score. So I could get Ben Brereton for 24.2, but it's up to you guys whether you reckon that I should, because striker is a position we're now looking to fill. And Etebo is a player that was great for Stoke against us last year. Wasn't amazing in that last game, but still a very, very solid player. 25.79 rated would be our joint highest rated player at the club. So it's up to you guys. Think I should sign those two? Or do you have any other options? It's a 4-star, 5-star. I need a 5-star, 5-star, please. Not settling for anything but the best with regards to our youth scouts. And that will end us for today. We shall stop there and save it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Please let me know all your feedback with regards to the transfer window in the comment section down below. And like I say, I will act upon it in the January window. I do have to record ahead to make sure I can cover the time that I'm away from home on a break this summer. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you're looking forward to our first Premier League season. And we most certainly will be tested in the next episode, because we've Liverpool and Chelsea next. I'll see you tomorrow.